What is going on, you guys? Alright, so this time around, I'm doing a little something different. And I'm here to talk about 5 cliches that I absolutely hate. If you're a fan of these cliches, more power to you. I'm just going to discuss why I don't like them, and I'll give examples of what I mean, so that way you get a better understanding of where I'm coming from. Let's get right into it. Alright, so this cliche is where a very nice character, a very lovable character, is dating or at least interested in someone who's absolutely despicable and or just not nice to them. Like, you see this in the Child's Play remake with the mom's boyfriend. Let me paint you a picture for those of you who didn't see it. This guy is mean to Andy, the main character. And when confronting Andy, because Chucky let it slip to the boyfriend what Andy said, saying that the guy's an asshole, which he is, he basically goes into Andy's room. Andy tries to walk out of the room. The guy puts his hand on Andy's chest and pushes him back down on the bed. He's like, all right, be a man. Tell me what you think of me. And Andy, knowing if he does, he's going to get in trouble with his mom. He's going to hurt his mom's feelings. All that. He's holding his tongue for his mom, and her asshole boyfriend, well, is an asshole. And the mom is actually nice. So what the hell is she doing with that asshole? It's infuriating. The only thing good about the movie is that because of that, Chucky finds out where the guy lives with his wife and children and kills him and says, nobody hurts my pal. So in that movie, it sort of works because he does get his comeuppance, but boy, he was just such an asshole and I didn't like it. Now with that 70s show with Lori and Jackie, it's at least funny. But here's the thing, when Lori and Kelso get together, it's because she technically does it against his will. But then he bows to pressure and becomes her side boyfriend or whatever. And she ends up cheating on him, and he ends up cheating on Jackie many times, and Jackie ends up cheating on him. It's just a constant cycle, and they're both just terrible to him. But whereas Jackie is somewhat likable in later seasons, Lori is infuriating. So it's kind of a mixed bag. Another example is Sack from Wedding Crashers, but it's Bradley Cooper. He's basically taking the cliche and making it funny. And again, he gets his comeuppance. And I think mainly that cliche's in there to make Owen Wilson look better. And of course, with Mean Girls with Regina George, the movie wouldn't even be a movie if she wasn't in that movie. So this cliche is at the bottom of the list because, like I said, it can be annoying, but at the same time, it can also be funny. Depends on how you do it. The rest of these cliches drive me up the freaking wall, especially this one. What this cliche is, either the villain intentionally sabotages the hero, or the hero is just seen as crazy and no one listens. Like Chicken Little. I hate this cliche so much. I'm really trying to keep my voice down because it's like 1 in the morning and I don't want to wake my mom up. But you see this in, again, the Child's Play remake. In that version, Andy is deaf and Chucky is AI. He's not possessed. He's not a human soul trapped in a toy's body. No, he's AI. And he uses technology to toy with Andy. And it drives me up the wall. And also this, I recently saw this horror movie in theaters. It's the first time I ever walked out of a freaking movie. It's called Bring Her Back. It's where the hero is being sabotaged by the villain to make it out like, and bring her back. The brother, who's almost 18, wants to get custody and guardianship for his sister. But the villain won't let him. The villain paints him in this very bad light. And just, it's so infuriating. and in The Invisible Man, the lady's ex-boyfriend or ex-husband or whatever is wearing an invisibility suit, and he's driving her crazy or trying to make it look like she's crazy. And in that movie, Old School with Mitch, and ironically, the original Child's Play, those cliches are done perfectly. Because you don't know if Andy really is crazy in the original. You don't know if the lady is crazy in Invisible Man. And in Old School, it's a comedy. And it is one of those things that motivates Mitch to not be such a, doormat. But yeah, I hate this cliche so freaking much. And Bring Her Back was so bad, do not watch it. I literally predicted how it ended, and I was right. Like, down to the last minute detail, I was right to walk out of there. And it didn't make it any better. Moving on. Now this cliche, the best example is Umbridge from Harry Potter. She is so drunk with power that it's infuriating. And in the book, you find out that she's the one that sent the Dementors after Harry. You see it in Hunchback of Notre Dame with Frollo, the crazy teacher from Matilda, the warden from The Shawshank Redemption, and the funniest example is Russ Cargill from the Simpsons movie. Now, the crazy teacher, it gave me something to root for the kids for, and with Frollo, yeah, he's just a bad guy. He got what he deserved. That's why I've only seen Hunchback only once in my life. I just felt bad for Quasimodo. And Shawshank Redemption, the warden gets what he deserves, so I kind of let it go. But it's Umbridge that drives me up the freaking wall. And the Simpsons movie, at least they made the villain funny. There's even one scene where one character calls him out on it. He says, "Of course I've gone mad with power. You ever gone mad without power? It's boring. No one listens to you." He's at least aware of the cliche, and he's making fun of it. So that's when I give it a little leeway. Anyway, moving on. Alright, this cliche, oh my god, it's so annoying. I can't say that enough. You see it with Meg in Family Guy. Even in the early seasons, she gets hate for no reason. The title character in Everybody Hates Chris, which is why I hate that show. Like, literally, when the mom doesn't pay the power bill, she yells at Chris like it's his fault. The teacher is so racist, she keeps on making statements like, "Well, just because you don't have a father doesn't mean you don't have to do your homework." He said, "I have a father." She's like, "Yeah, but too bad you don't know who he is." Bitch! If you said that nowadays, you'd get fired. But it's a comedy, so I kind of have to let it go. That's where the comedy comes from. The Simpsons, you see it with Lisa. Star Wars, you see it with Jar Jar. I love Lisa Simpson, and I love Jar Jar. And those characters don't deserve the hate. Meg in later seasons of Family Guy does kind of deserve that hate, but the entire show, definitely not. So I absolutely hate this cliche, and this is the first cliche on this list where I don't give it any leeway. Except Everybody Hates Chris. But that's only because it's a comedy, so I have to. Otherwise, I wouldn't. This last cliche, oh my god. Oh my god. You see this with Cats Don't Dance with a villain. You see it in Drake and Josh with Megan. You see it with that one little girl from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, whose dad pretends to get injured because he slipped on Zach's skateboard. And it was all a con job. You see it in the game plan with the Madison Pennis character Peyton. You see it in the very short-lived Disney Channel show Cory in the House, which is the sequel show of That's So Raven. You see it with, again, the Madison Pennis character, Sophie. You see it with the character Stanley from That's So Raven. It's where the villain is all sweet and innocent when everyone that she needs to think that is around, but the second that they're gone, she or he becomes an absolute nightmare. Cats Don't Dance is the most infuriating version, the most infuriating example, because it's just a little girl and she's so evil. I know that's the whole point of the character is she's a villain and it's supposed to be funny, but I don't find it funny at all. With Megan, I find it infuriating that they keep trying to prove that she's evil. She once even took Josh's telescope and Drake's jacket without asking. And when they come out to confront her, she says, hold on a second, lays on the grass and screams and gets them in trouble and says that they pushed her. And was just, I hate this cliche so much because my ex-girlfriend, Faith, is this cliche in real life. Now, the only time that I'll give this cliche a little leeway is when the fake sweetheart actually helps the hero, like in the game plan. Because that fake sweetheart cliche is one of the heroes. In Drake and Josh, there's a few times that Megan helps Drake and Josh. Corey in the house, Sophie, if you've seen the show, Sophie even helps Corey get ownership of Alaska back from Russia when he accidentally gives it away. Yeah. Now, with Corey in the house, the character Stanley from That's So Raven, again, it falls under the first cliche that I've already gone over and makes Corey look like the bad guy for pointing out, like, he's still evil, and no one believes him. It's infuriating that he has to pull a whole stunt in public, basically scare everybody, and especially Stanley, into proving that he's not actually injured and he doesn't need that wheelchair, and that he stole Corey's idea for a bank for children. It's just, I know it is a sitcom, so it's supposed to be funny. And again, Stanley does get found out in the end, whereas most of these characters don't. Well, I've always hated the Stanley character. Even in That's So Raven, I hated him. And overall, this is my least favorite cliche of all time. So as you can see, these cliches drive me crazy because I've known so many people that these cliches embody in real life, and it's infuriating. And I hope you've enjoyed me very quietly lose my shit. But anyway, I wanted to do this list simply because I just wanted to vent, because I wanted to do this list for quite some time, but just never did it. So, until next time, stay positive and stay awesome, everyone.